recognize the presence of the Minister of Higher Education and Training, the MEC for Agriculture and Rural Development, the Administrator for Services SETA, various HODs who are here, notably the HOD for Agriculture and Rural Development, as well as all other dignitaries that are with us, including our executive mayor for Mahikeng local municipality, as well as Kgosi ya rona, Kgosi Jeffrey Munsiwa. At this stage, ladies and gentlemen, our program is commencing. We are here because of one thing. The graduates that have convocated here today, we are here because of them. Under the auspices of the Services SETA, through a program called To the Power of X Square, e ikarabela mo the Department of Higher Education and Training. I'm therefore at this stage going to invite Bonolo Motobi to come to the stage and do the safety announcements. After doing the safety announcements, she will also do the acknowledgement of dignitaries. Let's welcome Bonolo, please.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Minister of Higher Education, MEC Madoda Sambata, who's standing in for the Premier of the Northwest Province. I'd like to acknowledge Kgosi Jeffrey Munsiwa from Barolombora Tsidi, which is where we are. I'd like to acknowledge the Executive Mayor of Mahikeng, Councillor Tshepiso Mphehlo. I'd like to acknowledge the Executive Manager, Mr. Black, the Administrator of the SETA, Mr. Masuha, the Acting CEO, Mr. Dladla. I'd like to acknowledge the Minister's Advisor, Mayor Masebe. I'd like to acknowledge the Head of Departments, the Municipal Managers that are here today. I'd like to acknowledge the senior managers from provincial, national, and municipalities that are here today. And most of all, most importantly, I would like to acknowledge our guests of honor, which are the graduates that are here today with us, ladies and gentlemen, members of the media. In terms of our emergency services, there are ablution facilities and water tankers behind the marquee. For the executives, as you are about to go to the reception area, there are ablution facilities there. We have members of the marshals that will be able to assist us and member of the protocol team that is on the floor. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for that, Bonolo. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm told the string quartet is ready for us to uplift our spirits. Can we give them an opportunity? Let's welcome them, please. String quartet. I've not been given their names. Dudu, can you do so, please? All right. The name of our string quartet here is Mafika Tenors. Let's welcome them again, please, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you.
Am I going to?
Nkosazana kudala ngikufuna sengikutholile sewami ngedwa odali wami osimomothela sami osweetie mama wenga nizame ngwana ya Motswana kiwela fela oh sweetie wami oh Tofia oh lani oh stana sami ngiyamthanda Motswana, kiwena fela, morati wawame, ego spanzare zona, kinaleli, mwana yo Motswana, kiwena fela, oh sweet one. Tofia, Olani, Osalusani, Iyatana,
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. Can we please give them a round of applause again? They have truly, truly uplifted our spirits. At this stage, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to request that re emeng re amogeleng kgosi ya rona, kgosi ya barolo borra tshidi go tla gore amogela fano, kgosi Jeffrey Montshiwa. Fa kgosi a fetsa bao ba kopilweng go dira video ya The Power of X ba ipaakanye. Kgosi.
Dumelang bagaetsho, can we be seated? Ka leina ke bidiwa Jeffrey Montshiwa, ke kgosi ya barolombo Ratshidi mo Mahikeng. Just a little bit of our history. Ke eteletse section ya barolong e bidiwang gote bo Ratshidi. Barolong at one stage e ne le morahelo o le mongwe hela, one nation. But ka 1670 ba ne kganna le dintwa tsa bogosi, and then bana ba ga kgosi Tau bo ba nna divided, kganna le Ratlou la splitter a ira kingdom ya gagwe, kganna Tshidi a ira kingdom ya gagwe, ga nna Seleka a ira kingdom ya gagwe ba ba ko Bloemfontein, ga nna Rapulane go bapa le Mahikeng. So I'm from the TD section ya Barolong. We settled mo Mahikeng tota ka tlhelo gone re tswa ko bogareng jwa Africa. Be re tla re tsamaya ka migration of the Bantu speaking people. Re tla go helela mo lapong wa Molopo. Because in the flat, go sena dithaba, there were outcrops of rocks. Say our ancestors ba ne ba re the outcrops tseo e ne ba re ke Mahika. So ba di bitsa Mahika, ba re e ne le place gore ga gona le dintwa ba iphitlhe ko go tsone. That's where the name Mahikeng comes from. Jaanong, I've been in office for the past 25 years. Ka September this year, ke tla bo ke ira, a jubilee celebration, which was last celebrated by my grandfather in 1945. Ira his first 25 years. He was recognized by the Union government in 1919. So you are welcome, Bagaitso, to Mahikeng, which is culturally rich. Is only unfortunate that in terms of development, this town has been the capital of 3 governments. The Bechuanaland Protectorate, the headquarters of Mahikeng, until 1965 when they moved to build Gaborone, which is the capital of Botswana. In 1977, kanako ya Bophuthatswana, Barolong gave land to Kgosi Mangope to build a town of Mabatu, which is now a suburb of Mahikeng. In 1994, Kapuso Yencha, Mahikeng became the capital of the Northwest Province. So luckily, it has been the capital of administrations, Zetar. So this is where you are, Bagaitso. You are all welcome, Minister Waronawa, Higher Education, Manamela. Re itumela thata o bole ha o tlisitse ditlhabololo go tla go ruta bana ba rona go ba ha di-partnership mo di-internship tse re tlile go di launcha gompieno. What we are coming here for, a minister, it's not new to us. Barolong have been very progressive. As I've said, they've given land even to the colonial masters, the British, to build a town here, which they corruptly called it Mahikeng in 1885. So, right, it's not for the first time I have interacted with your minister. We were at one stage launching a project in Zerast, 2013, 2014, thereabout. So we welcome your initiative to develop our youth, our people in the Northwest. Maybe without much ado, let me Pula.
Le khofi le wa bagaetso le khofi le wa re a leboga kgosi ya rona re a go leboga thata. Video play on the power of X. Are you ready?
Every young South African who works hard to earn a qualification deserves the opportunity to demonstrate what they are capable of. Yet too many talented graduates never receive the workplace experience that allows them to begin their careers. To the power of X squared is our commitment to changing that. It brings together government, employers, and education institutions to create meaningful workplace opportunities that prepare young people for the world of work. Because when we invest in opportunity, we invest in South Africa's future. Workplace experience changes everything. It transforms knowledge into capability, learning into confidence, potential into performance. It is where careers begin. It is the bridge between learning and earning. Every great journey begins with one opportunity. At Services SETA, we call that opportunity X. X is more than a letter. It represents the experience that transforms learning into earning. It is experience. The confidence gained through doing. It is exposure, the opportunity to learn from the world of work. It is excellence, the pursuit of professional growth and high performance. It is expansion, opening new possibilities for individuals, industries, and our economy. It is exchange, the sharing of knowledge, skills, and opportunity between generations. Together, these experiences shape careers. They build capability, they create futures. That is X. But opportunity becomes even more powerful when it is shared. One graduate becomes thousands. One employer becomes a national movement. One partnership becomes a network of opportunity. When government, employers, education institutions, and communities work together, opportunity is multiplied. That is the power of X squared. Through an investment of 2.947 billion rand, Services SETA will facilitate 20,000 structured internship opportunities across South Africa. Working together with employers across the public and private sectors, the initiative will connect graduates with meaningful workplace experience, strengthen employability, and contribute to building the skilled workforce our country needs. Every opportunity changes a life. Every graduate strengthens a workplace. Every workplace strengthens an industry. Every industry strengthens our economy. And together, we strengthen South Africa. Opportunity is not created by chance. It is created when we choose to invest in people. Because one opportunity can change a life. 20,000 opportunities can strengthen a nation.
For beneficiaries, 20,000 internship programs providing 2 years workplace exposure with host employers is operational.
We will also continue to support the students with the bursary scheme so that they can be part and parcel of this center. We will continue to collaborate with other strategic partners, particularly for the purpose of creating entrepreneurship opportunities so that we can create jobs, but also we can transform our economy through this type of an initiative.
Today we choose to multiply opportunity. Today we choose to invest in South Africa's future. Welcome to the power of X squared.
Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. I think we have now an appreciation of why it is called the power of X squared. 20,000 opportunities to be rolled out this year. Great job, Services SETA, and thank you so much for that. At this stage, we are going to invite to the stage the administrator for Services SETA to do the setting, to set the scene for us. Ntate Letlhogonolo Masoga, a re mo amogeleng bagaetsho.
Mosepedisi wa tiro, Ntate Setswambung. Ke rata ho tseya sebaka se ke o leboge go monyetla o mfilego ona wa gore le nna ke dire ditshwaotshwao. Ke rata ho tseya sebaka se ke ishe mantswe a tlhompho le ditumedišo go letona la rena Ntate Manamela, the Minister of Higher Education and Training. Ke tseya hape sebaka se ke ise mantswe a tlhompho go mmusho wa rena wa Bokone Bophirima o eteletsego ke Ntate Mokgosi, empa tsatsing la lehono re šogofaditswe ka go ba gona ga molekgotla phetiši wa tsa temo le tsa tlhabollo ya naga Ntate Sambata. Re leboga go ba gona ga gago morre. Ke tseye gape sebaka se ke dumedise kgosi ya rona wa setseng a buile le lona Ntate Montsiwa. Go itumedisa thata ha re le mo mosebetsing o tshwanang le o re sebetsa le magoši. Re ise gape mantswe a tlhompho go majoro wa rona wa toropo ya Mahikeng Ntate Mphehlo, ga mmogo le basepedisane mmogo ka ena makhanselara ka ba ga le teng mo. Ke leboge gape go ba gona ga management wa Services SETA here o etilwe pele ke Ntate Dladla, our acting CEO. Ke ishe gape le mantswe a tlhompho go all our partners and stakeholders who are present here representing various associations and the chambers of the services sector. Re leboga thekgo ya lona magaeso ha re ema le rona. Ke tšee sebaka se gape ke dumedise our guests of honor for today, our graduates who are here to be honored through this platform and through this initiative. Very soon you will be former graduates, you will be employees. But before you become employees, you go through this passage of being learners outside the classroom, but learners on the shop floor, working. Ke amogele gape le boraditaba ba ba leng teng mo le go hlompha setšhaba kaofela se se le gona mo. Ke a le dumediša bagaetsho. Mesong ya lehono re kopane mo ka lethabo indeed, both privilege and profound honor to join you today as we officially launch the Power of X Squared, an initiative of its own kind, a flagship national initiative of the Services SETA that seeks to transform the lives of thousands of unemployed graduates across South Africa. As outlined in the program briefing, our initiative will create in excess of 20,000 structured workplace opportunities over a period of 24 months through a coordinated partnership between government, employers, and education institutions. Today marks more than just a launch of another program. It marks our collective commitment to ensuring that a qualification does not become the end of a young person's journey, but rather the beginning of a meaningful career. South Africa continues to produce talented graduates from our universities and TVET colleges. Yet many of these young people remain unemployed, not because they lack knowledge or ability, but because they have not been afforded an opportunity to gain workplace experience. And as a nation, we cannot continue to allow experience to become the barrier that prevents talent from contributing to economic growth. The Power of X Squared program has therefore been deliberately designed to bridge the gap between education and employment by providing structured workplace learning, quality mentorship, and practical industry exposure. It is an investment not only in graduates, but also in the future competitiveness of our economy. The X in the power of X squared, as explained earlier, symbolizes workplace experience, exposure, excellence, expansion, and exchange, while the X squared itself represents the multiplied impact that is achieved when government, employers, higher education institutions, and mentors work together towards a common purpose. This is the partnership model that South Africa needs if we are to address youth unemployment sustainably. Our commitment extends beyond numbers. While the target is 20,000 internship opportunities, supported by an estimated investment of 2.9 billion rands, our real measure of success will be the quality of each placement, the strength of employer participation, the development of workplace competencies, and ultimately the transition of graduates into employment, entrepreneurship, and further career opportunities. I therefore wish to make a special appeal to employers across the public, private, and the NPO sector, including SMMEs. Your participation is indispensable. By opening your workplaces, providing mentorship, and investing in young talent, you are investing in South Africa's future workforce. Together, we can create meaningful opportunities that will strengthen our industries whilst changing the trajectory of thousands of lives. To our graduates, I encourage you to remain vigilant and rely only on official Services SETA communication regarding application and placements. No applicant should ever pay anyone for access to this program. It's free, it's yours. We remain committed to ensuring transparency, fairness, and accountability throughout the implementation of this process. We shall open these doors equitably and transparently. As I conclude, I wish to remind all of us that every internship represents a life transformed, a family given hope, and a nation strengthened. Together, we are building a bridge between the classroom and the workplace, between qualifications, opportunity, and between potential and prosperity. Let us work together to ensure that the Power of X Squared 20,000 internship program becomes a national success story and a lasting legacy of partnership, inclusion, and economic participation as we roll. Thank you very much.
Are mo feng le gofile o gape ba gaetso. Ke tshepa fa re mo utlwile our graduates gore very soon you will no longer be graduates, you will now be employees. You will now be earning a salary as well because of this opportunity of today. Thank you very much, Services SETA. Can I hear you at the back? Thank you, Services SETA. Ga ke le utlwe. That's better. Are amogeleng bonnaka are amogeleng mongwe jaaka lona yo tle go tla mfano go tla go fana ka puo e khutshwane go tla go fana ka bopaki jwa gore ene ke moungwelwa wa lenaneo leno le le tlisiwang ke Services SETA. Are mo amogeleng mongwe wa lona ba gaetso are mo amogeleng. Ga ise ke fiwe leina la gagwe me ke ne ke boleletswe gore go na le moungwelwa yo e leng gore o tla tlhagelela go tla go bua kana go tla go paka. Ga ke mo bone. Okay, re tla fana ka tšhono ya gore a ipaakanye ba mo bitse. Yes, ba tla mo bitsa and then ke tla mo tsenya fa a le ready. Let's then proceed with the program and go to the portion on messages of support by the different stakeholders here. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming Mr. Sipondlo Fu from NAC2. From NAC2. Where is Mr. Sipondlo Fu? I do not see him. Okay. Re tla mo fa tšhono when he comes. Let's then proceed and check if Mr. Solomon Muripe is with us here, the chairperson of the Black Management Forum. Right, let's welcome him, ladies and gentlemen.
Halala Services SETA, halala. Halala Northwest, halala. And halala the Department of Higher Education and Training, halala. And halala our Minister of Higher Education and Training, Buti Manamela, halala. Success is not owned by one person. When it is multiplied and shared, that's where we see the impact of success. So the theme for today speaks to that point, that we must multiply in order to get impact on this unemployment that is really a crisis in our country. It shows the theme that we don't need to do business as usual. We need to do things differently and in a more radical way. I don't want to say radical transformation. I've been warned. However, we need to acknowledge and appreciate the leadership of Services SETA under our administration that took a bold, courageous decision to go for 20,000 internship at a go. Halala, our administrator, halala. It's not an easy thing. From our Black Management Forum, really we are committed to ensure, to partner with Services SETA and all the other partners to make sure that this program actually is not just for Services SETA, actually is adopted as a national program that will deal with the issues of unemployment and skills for good. And I think it has that potential, and that's the reason it deserves us to support it and make sure it succeeds. Now, obviously, as the employers, we are expected to do, for this program to succeed, ours is to open the doors of workplace. We must make sure our workplace are areas of skills development. It can't be just a tick box to say we for BEE or compliance, therefore we had to. Actually, we should take this program as a strategic or infuse it in our strategy to say in the long-term success of our companies, we need a skilled and competent labor. And this program serves that point. And that's the reason it deserves to be supported. And that's the reason it deserves that all employers, big or small, and I must add, including SMME, they should not be left behind to the program directors or project. SMMEs as well, they are the backbone of any economy. And they will be able, if they are given the opportunity to participate fully, to really absorb even the younger ones. Because with SMME as well, You will know, colleagues, of course, they need to comply. But once you get into an SMME platform, it will not limit you to a certain thing, to say, go and photocopy and come back and make tea and come back. Because with the SMME, they will even expose you. You might even, from the receptionist, you might end up being a financial manager. You might even be in the HR because of the limited and the scope that is there. So all what I'm saying, especially to the candidates or graduates, don't underestimate if you are deployed to an SMME, because they do give a good grounding for training in a more comprehensive way. As we close, as BMF, maybe let me speak to the graduate a bit. Your ability can give you access, but your character and attitude will take you to the top. And or maybe even maintain yourself to be, by the way, it's 24 months. It will require you to be disciplined. It will require you as well for you to be above average. You need to do more than what is required of you. Go an extra mile if need be. Take it as an interview for 24 months. Surely we can't fail. 24 months. You will have 24 months in order to show that you are capable to be employed permanently. And therefore, I say the responsibility for you, whether you are absorbed or you are retained as a permanent employee, relies on you. It does not rely on the government. It does not rely on Services SETA. It does not even rely on your mentor who is allocated to you at the workplace. It relies on you. If you are delivering, there is no business person or any workplace that will let a good talent, a committed talent, to go over. So it is your chance to go and really show that you are capable of being absorbed, because indeed we need to deal with the issues of this unemployment. And as you go there, let me remind you, this internship pays in 2 coins: cash and experience. Take the experience and the money will follow. Thank you very much.
Ntate Moripe, thank you for such a profound message, speaking directly to the beneficiaries here today. Thank you so much. So I'm going to invite at the stage to the podium the Project Management South Africa, the director from Project Management South Africa, Nkateko Mabaso. Are mo amogeleng mara.
Honorable Minister of the Higher Education and Training, Honorable MEC of the Northwest Province, Mokgosi Yabarulung, Mokgosi Muntiwa, Executive Mayor, MEC, the leadership of the Services SETA, as well as all protocol observed. Distinguished guests, industry partners, employers, educators, and most importantly, the young people of South Africa. Can we get a shout out? The young people? You can do better than that. If you know that you are even younger at heart, can the young people give us a shout out, because we are here to celebrate you today? Thank you, that's more like it. On behalf of the Board of Project Management South Africa, we extend our heartfelt congratulations to the Services SETA on the launch of To the Power X² initiative. This bold commitment to creating 20,000 internship opportunities is a significant investment in South Africa's future workforce and a powerful demonstration that collaboration can create meaningful pathways from learning to earning. The theme, Experience Multiplied, Impact Magnified, It speaks to a truth that every project management professional understands. Knowledge becomes transformative when it is applied. Internships provide more than just work experience. They build confidence, strengthen capability, develop professional networks, and prepare young people to contribute meaningfully to our economy and society. As the professional body representing project management in South Africa, PMSA recognizes that every successful national initiative is ultimately delivered through effective project management. The vision of creating thousands of quality internship opportunities requires careful planning, strong governance, stakeholder collaboration, disciplined execution, and continuous measurement of outcomes. These are the principles that ensure ambitious programs translate into lasting impact. Solving youth unemployment is not only the responsibility of one institution. It requires a collective commitment to creating opportunities, developing skills, mentoring emerging professionals, and building sustainable career pathways. To the young people who will benefit from this initiative, embrace every opportunity to learn, to ask questions, demonstrate professionalism, and add value. Your internship is not simply just a placement. It is the beginning of your professional journey and an opportunity to shape South Africa's future. PMSA supports this vision through our collaboration with our Global Alliance for Project Professionals, GAPS, and Services SETA. Together, we are committed to integrating internationally recognized project management competencies into workforce learning. PMSA remains committed to advancing project management excellence across all sectors and stands to support initiatives that strengthen skills development, improve delivery capability, and contribute to inclusive growth. We congratulate the Services SETA and all partners involved in bringing this important initiative to life. And we wish to the Power of X Squared program every success as it empowers thousands of young South Africans to move confidently from learners to earners. Congratulations, and may this initiative multiply opportunities, magnify impact, and inspire a generation of skilled professionals who will build a stronger South Africa. Thank you.
Thank you so much, PMA South Africa. Thank you for that powerful message. I'm informed that the beneficiary is now ready. Can we please welcome her, ladies and gentlemen, Bokamoso Shame. Okay, Kiyo, I say he. Yeah, Bokamoso. To an interview almost. This guy, ladies and gentlemen, interviewed me this morning. Antar, I want to interview you, and you are on record. Tell me, how am I going to benefit out of this opportunity? So I am on record. If he does not succeed and does not get what he's expecting, I'm in trouble, Minister. Over to you.
Good morning. I just want to say this is one of those infinite possibilities in life. As the youth of this country, I stand with so much pride that this government really cares about us. And we are so grateful for Services SETA to start here in Northwest Province, because young people are crying and they are able, Services SETA, to see that there is talent, there are better skills in this country. And I can assure you that Services SETA believes that you and me as young people, we have these capabilities to make a difference in this public sector and private sector. So where you are standing as a young person, know that infinite possibilities and these opportunities are for you. Before I go far, I want to greet everyone in the name of my Savior, Jesus Christ. He is the one and only. And after that, I would say to all protocol observed, we are more than grateful that you are here to grace your presence with us. And these are the things that we look forward to. We are inspired because we want to get into those boardrooms and make a difference. So for me, it's just not only about being in a theoretical framework, but it's all about you being in a practical form where you can change and make a difference. So I believe that it's not just only about any money, but in terms of your mind, what can you bring to this government? What can you bring to the public sector? So take yourself as somebody that has the capabilities to make a difference, because I'm one person who believes that I can make a difference, and a difference comes with a lot of discipline, with a lot of dedication, with a lot of the fortitude that you must apply in terms of making a difference. So we need to realize as young people that the government really needs us. And we are here also so that we can be able to respect what the old people have done and build something that is strong. Because we need to understand that old and young, it's a great bridge for changing and exchanging knowledge, and that's what we need to look forward to. So I'm more than grateful for what Services SETA has done for me and everyone, and I hope that we will continue to make a difference. We will not be lackadaisical. We'll put work in terms of making sure that there's difference in this country, and we will no longer cry about unemployment rate going far, because today it really depicts that unemployment rate that we're speaking about, but now it's in physical form. And I believe that our people in boardrooms, people that are able to make a difference, they can see that young people really want to work and make a difference. So I'm more than grateful. Thanks for this opportunity.
Powerful message. Thank you so much, Bokamoso. Thank you so much. One of the tragedies in our country today is that when young people benefit, or when people benefit from government, they keep quiet. And then the predominant voices become of only those who are not benefiting. And then when that happens, the narrative that gets projected out there is as if government is not doing anything. So can I call on all these learners, all our interns here today, to make sure that you follow the social media pages. At least I'm speaking to people who are active on social media. Can you please follow the social media pages of Northwest Office of the Premier, Services SETA, the Department of Higher Education and Training, and comment on those social media platforms. Make your comments there about the benefit that you are deriving here from government today. That will be greatly appreciated if you can do that. Thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming to the stage the MEC for Agriculture and Rural Development, who is standing in for the Northwest Premier, Re Madoda Sambat. Aramwamukheleng batsadi.
Thank you very much, Rez Tswamu. If you don't know, I was trying to avoid coming here today at all costs, but I was later forced to finally come. And the reason I was avoiding, I was not sure if I'm going to be able to stand Ngosufako in front of Services SETA on the basis that this one SETA that I was part of the responsibility to revive when it was taken down by administration. We revived it to this level, administrator, you are doing. Another board took it down. That's why you are here as an administration. And because there's Black Management Forum, it's on the basis that that which is color does not determine success or failure. Brian is arguing that when you do well, there's nobody who's praising you. And he's concerned on that. He should not be concerned. He must read the Communist Manifesto. Karl Marx says dominant views in any society are those of the ruling class. It is not because you are not doing well that people do not recognize that, but those that are opposed to you determine how you are viewed. I was waiting for the minister to arrive. Thank you very much, Honorable Minister of Higher Education, Minister Buti Manamela. And let me also acknowledge the availability of the mayor of Tswaying. I've seen her, and other mayors that I've not seen, but also of the mayor of Mahikeng local municipality, who is here, Executive Mayor Tsepiso Mpetlo, and acknowledge the executive management of the Services SETA and those that are responsible for the SETA, especially the administrator, Ndate Chairperson, who did make a presentation here, Lihlohonolo Masuha, and the acting CEO leading the management side. I must also acknowledge organized formations that have made messages of support. Ke dumedise Kgosi Kgolo, Kgosi Jeff Muntsiwa wa Barolong bo Ratshidi. And speaking not as an MEC of agriculture, but on behalf of the Premier, I must also recognize the availability of the HODs who are here, especially the HOD of agriculture, because I saw her, and recognize the national chairperson of the agricultural colleges of South Africa, Dr. Mabe, who's the principal of the Northwest Agricultural Colleges available here. On behalf of MINMEC, Honorable Minister of Agriculture, I must also publicly appreciate the intervention you have done in the past weeks by intervening on a crisis that was bedeviling the agricultural college students on an issue of inability to get access to NSFAS and therefore not having monies to pay for their tuition and registration. And thus your intervention through NSF is highly appreciated, that in the country as a whole, an almost collapse for 6 months of students of agricultural colleges who did not know where they will get money to buy food for 6 months, and when they will going to get money to buy toiletry for 6 months. And with your intervention, I must appreciate on behalf of MECs of agriculture and the national minister throughout the country. Thank you very much for intervention. Now, students of agricultural colleges, their frustration has been resolved. We appreciate that. Thank you very much. Our National Democratic Project is confronted with an unemployment crisis affecting largely the young people. Remember that thing that Stats SA normally does of need the growing number of unemployed amongst young people that are not in the institutions of higher learning and not in training and not in employment. The voices of young people ring hollow in the country's democratic breakthrough, with the hundreds of them confronted with insurmountable challenges of poverty and unemployment. Many young people are locked outside of economic opportunities that can better their lives. Over 3 million people, young people in our country are not in employment, education, or training, with young women at the receiving end of this economic conundrum. Our province continues to experience the most localized joblessness and economic inactivity, despite its immense mineral wealth. I normally explain that having mineral wealth is not the trophy. How mining is done becomes the trophy. Because you can have mineral wealth as long as you don't do two things. You do not include mineral beneficiation, and you do not invest in two sectors, agriculture and manufacturing. You will forever cry for mining not contributing in your own internal job creation, because mining by its nature, it's scavengers. It is a sector that does not work on the downstream economies, deliberate on its own, except when that is forced upon it. This situation is further exacerbated by education outcomes that often fail to supply the practical, foundational, and technical competencies demanded by employers. This includes lack of experience and economic growth, and a sluggish economy which prevents new graduates from entering the job market. That's why the element of the internship, and all graduates who are going to be beneficiaries of the 20,000 must take this opportunity with very appreciative hands and be prepared to contribute. No graduate in the 20,000 must drop out because of being drunk. Raudwan, we cannot tell you not to buy liquor, but surely we can't be investing in your future. Kandi Luna, you are co-investing in the disruption of your future. Program Director, we are gathered today to mark yet another important milestone in our which continues endeavors to tackle youth unemployment through meaningful skills development and workplace learning. As the Northwest Province, we are indeed privileged and honored to host the national launch of this program, which is designed to provide structured workplace experience for graduates across South Africa. This demonstrates the province's ongoing commitment to create opportunities that can equip young people with practical experience and improve their employability. This initiative correlates with the Premier's flagship program, which places youth development, skills acquisition, and economic participation at the center of our provincial growth and development strategy. Through the PGTS, we are expanding access to workplace learning opportunities by preparing young people for participation in the modern economy through the creation of sustainable pathways. Program Director, as the provincial government, we will continue to prioritize youth empowerment through strategic investment in education, skills development, and employment creation. These priorities complement the Premier's vision of empowering young people through targeted intervention, through improvement of livelihoods, and stimulation of local economic development. Therefore, today's launch sends a powerful message to the youth of the Northwest Province and the youth of South Africa, because this is a ministerial launch of the 20,000, not for Northwest, but 20,000 for South Africa as a whole, which Northwest will get its aggregate number, and that will ensure that qualifying and beneficiaries that should be there should be adopted in the program. We must appreciate the intervention by the Services SETA. With this, Minister, I can also say, because I know capacity in Services SETA when it's used for greatest purpose of the SETA, and when it's not used for turning SETAs into entrepreneurial access institutions, because that's what makes SETAs collapse. When people only see in a SETA a tender and do not see a development opportunity that is going to give them access to money, it's first a development opportunity. See how you can contribute to develop young people and unemployed people of South Africa, including those that are employed, before you see a tender. That's what collapses SETAs. Training institutions see money and not training and development opportunities which SETAs are meant for. And at that collusion between those training institutions and institutional capacity internally, that's where SETAs collapse. A request that will do to you, Minister, is that imagine if it were to be a target of each SETA, this 20,000, and the numbers will only differ by capacity because SETAs are not the same capacity of money they have in the budget. This used to be the biggest SETA until it was captured, and I see that it is going back to where it used to be. It's only Services SETA that has capacity to even enroll more than 100,000 learners in a program each year, but only when it is led and is being directed now. I don't want to praise you, but I must praise you because I'm happy. I'm happy that people of my age are involved in turning around a SETA for excellency, both in administrations, Busiso and Bly, and both in the ministry, and the administrator and the minister are now responsible of turning around a SETA that was collapsed by elders, irrespective of their color. That's what would almost have happened. That's why I did not want to come here, because I have too much attachment to Services SETA, like representing a premier. The request that we will place again, Honorable Administrator, Mr. Administrator and the Minister, is that please conceptualize a program that must just make us focus between celebrating matric results and admission in institutions of higher learning. Here's reality. As matriculants are those that would have not got spaces in institutions of higher learning, so that they are kept up in skills programs with success. They may not then go back to line training in institutions of higher learning, but be prepared to go back and enter the workplace, especially at a time when there's a gap between skills we produce and those that are needed by the employment fraternity. On behalf of the provincial government and on behalf of the Premier and Lazarus, Mokgosi, we are appreciating that the national program is launched in our province. It also shows how national is prepared to work with the provincial government to intervene in the challenge we have of being the provincial headquarters of South Africa on unemployment. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, the standing premier, Ntate Madoda Sambata. As you were making that proposal, I was looking at both the minister and the administrator. It looks like, no, it will be approved. It looks like it will be approved. All right, no, thank you very much, Ntate Sambata. Ladies and gentlemen, I just want to check for the last time. Is NAC2 still not here? Ha ke batle gore nne gore ke ba ga ke ba fa tšhono. Ga eo ga ke re. Ke a feta. Okay. Eteng. All right. Okay. No, let's then welcome the representative from NAC2, Ntate Sipondlofu. Let's welcome him, please, ladies and gentlemen.
Abshe Minjani Dumelang bagolo. I apology for this late coming due to some unforeseen circumstances on the road. Thank you, Program Director. And please allow me to salute the Minister, the Honorable Minister in the Department of Higher Education, and the Deputy Manamela, the representative of the Premier, Ntate Sombata as the MEC of Agriculture. Ki nkadira phoso ke sa dumeditse menaga Kgosi Montshiwa, the Accounting Authority and Administrator of the Services SETA, Ntate Masoga, the acting CEO Ntate Lazarus, le botlhe ba bokaneng fa gompieno. The current state of affairs in our country, with reference to challenges faced by the youth in this sense, especially young graduates who remain in the periphery of the economy, has been haunting us for some time. However, we are geared towards addressing this matter structurally in partnership with both government and the private sector, at which the public is put at the center of this program. Public-private partnership in action is playing itself today out in the open, not only to be seen, but to be enjoyed by those who will soon be beneficiaries of this particular project. Through efforts of government under the auspices of the Services SETA, to change and improve the lives of graduates who require experience, exposure, as the project seeks to ensure that excellence and shared of information to foster mentorship and strengthen learning outcomes. I think we can all agree that the Power of X program itself seeks to address one problem that the President has spoken about, I think, since 2018. That relates to the high unemployment rate of young people in the country. And this program seeks to address that particular problem. One speaks on behalf of labor, yes. However, as a chairperson of one of the chambers, I also speak on behalf of chamber chairperson at the Services SETA. Our contribution is to ensure that the gap between learning and employment can be addressed through stakeholder engagement. And I think one of the reasons that we are calling upon is that we want to invite all employers in the country to look internally into themselves and say what contribution can they make to ensure that we address this scourge of unemployment in the country. We can lose everything and we can recover such. However, we can never lose hope to better the lives of our people and even especially young workers through opportunities, hence through a vigorous engagement such as a project like this one, which has been born today. We can positively contribute to the national imperatives to address unemployment with spin-offs towards addressing the scourge of poverty. It is a clear indication that in as much as 20,000 young people or graduates will be given an opportunity, This in itself will equally address the challenges that are faced by quite a number of families. But one other issue that we'd want to raise on behalf of Labour is that there's always been a sense that once interns are brought into the workplace, they are subjected to be T-boys and T-girls. That's one. Two, they run around doing photocopies. It is therefore our request that it should not be like that, because the intention is to ensure that we skill them, we upskill them, and we ensure that we prepare them, others to be entrepreneurs, whilst others will be able to be assumed in employment, either in government or in the private sector. And we hope that we will work together, both labor, government, and business, to ensure that we address and nurture this program for the good of the country. Thank you.
Thank you very much, my brother. Ladies and gentlemen, in observance of protocol, MEC Madoda Sambata, I'm going to invite you as the standing premier to come to the stage and introduce the next speaker who is going to render a keynote address. And when you are done doing that, we will then allow the poet to come before the next speaker. Thank you. Okay, we are noting what you are saying. However, I will need to be advised whether there are host employers or there is a rep that is ready at this stage from the host employers to perform that function. I will really need to be advised, and I'm just getting concerned that your input comes at a time when we are dealing with a very sensitive matter here. But can I be advised, is there a representative at this stage that is ready to make an input from the host employers? Are you from the host employers? Okay, come, sir. Let's welcome the host employer. Welcome. Thank you.
Oh, okay. Dumelang bagaetsho. Intshwareleng ha ke motho o sena maitseo yana gale le gale. Ke irwa fela ke gore ke go tshesega. Yeah, nna ke deala ka di internship, and I've been doing that for more than 10 years. And go na le many challenges tse re kopanang le tsone. Ke batla go bua specifically ka Services SETA. I'm not throwing anybody under the bus. I'm not trying to expose anybody. This issue ya a power of X, power of X squared, ha ke simolle go e bona. Entse ile teng mo mafaratlhatlheng, especially ione Services SETA. Now, the problem is, when you, as a host employer, you are requested for no, or apply or bontshe your interest to place learners. Like we are na mo company yaga, every year replace more than 150 interns every year, consistently. It can go even up to 200 every single year. It has been happening for many years. So ki bua ka so se ke se tlhaloganya. Le Services SETA, I have interacted with it through other colleges, through other stakeholders. Mar matata a re kopanang le one a mangki. Gone ano go na le website ya Power of X squared. You go in there, you send your documents tse di listilweng, ga o kry any answer. You call the SETA. Di number tsotlhe tse di mo website ya SETA ke di phone tse tsotlhe. Is only once mo e leng gore ke ile ka kry-a answer. Answer ya teng le gone e ne e le gore motho wa teng o transferala somewhere, kwa transferalang ko teng ga gona ope. So I'm saying you are coming with a very good initiative. E leng gore e ka benefita batho ba bantsi. But please have systems in place. Se di tla etsang gore that initiative is successful. Because now, if ha gona ope o e leng gore no o ka bua le ene ko di officing o e ka go find the answers, you end up not being able to take forward your intention as an employer to place learners. There are many learners out there, ba tlhokang di opportunities tseo. But because now somebody is just not doing what they are supposed to be doing somewhere, then re nna le mathata ao a e leng gore no ba feletsa ba sa placeiwa. From January ke ntse ke leka go tsena ya Power X squared. Yeah. Mare ke sa kgone. And then the other thing, money in time. Se le gore re tshwanetse re fitisetse go di learners. Ke tsone tseo ba gae. It's a good initiative. But ka re etse sure gore no it tsamaya sentle, e tsamaisiwa sentle. Thank you.
All right. No. Re go utlwile ntate. All right. He was raising legitimate issues that require the attention of the authorities, and all the issues that he has raised, they will be attended to. Okay? Thank you very much, sir. At this stage, I'm now going to invite the MEC to do the honors. Over to you, MEC.
Dumela, host employer. You are a protesting host employer on behalf of those that are protesting, but address your issues with the management of Services SETA before you leave, so that the matters are attended to and they are not used as a basis to attack the program. Thank you very much. Yeah. So let me take this opportunity to indicate that this is the program by the Minister of Department of Higher Education and Training, who, by the way, is one of the longest deputy ministers. But the advantage is that he was not a deputy minister elsewhere. He was a deputy minister of higher education. So if you were to combine the period of being deputy minister of higher education and these few months of being the minister, he's one of the longest serving ministers in the national cabinet. And the advantage is that is one of the representatives who knows exactly the gap between getting a qualification and practical training that leads you to employment opportunities by his qualification. He's not part of those who are Hlaudists. Agreed, Hlaudism is any process of rejecting recognized higher qualifications. That's called Hlaudism. So it's not part of those. He's not just a minister of education without going to school. I get it many a times people say, we don't go to school. But beside that, he's an activist. Former COSAS and former SASCO and former YCL National Secretary, by the way. I won't say that in public. But now the public, I won't say component is that he's one of those who left the Young Communist League while still young by age. He did not leave. I get this problem of youth structures, of people getting in at 33. They know the term is 4 years. When they exit, they're 37, 38. They should have exited at 35. So it's not part of those. And the person we are looking for is the national minister of, is the minister, not a national minister. Because a minister is national unless you are in Western Cape. Because only in Western Cape where ministers are provincial. But in the national government, ministers are national. Is the Minister of Higher Education and Training, Minister Honorable Buti, Manamela. Let's welcome the minister.
Good afternoon.
Bamala o sibilo batariana mani dikeketi mana mane tsa tholo bana bo tshidi bana bo tau bana bo tawana bana bo mokgopha bo mabudi bo morara bo noto bo morolo. Lo se ka lwa nte ba thata lwa nkeleka ke ne ke re lo ntetleng ke lo dumedise le fa ke lo ga ba fela jaaka se ako sa mabele a mantse kane a jelwe ke thaga go sitallone marupantse se gaolane sentswa se le gona. Motho wa ga Manamela motho wa ga Kwaribi ke ne ke re ke go tlotle ke go alele phate namane tsa tholo ba rolong batho ba ga tshidi ba rile ba re ke go alele phate ke boke wena ke se ka ka baka kgosi ke a bo ke tla go naya metsi phorogotlo se ithata ka madiba metsi sa parabolele mane le gota itella madiba amatala Lesotho Kwena sebele ako thobuele hela bodibeng obo o tswa obo o latlhela bofofu nageng le merakeng o lebelele bana ba gago ka leitlho le le ntšhotšhonono ba o kileng bomme ba sebele ba maloba ba ba naya mekgatho ya bona ya seka ya tshologela mo isho ya re ga ba putsa mekgatho go bomma bone ba tshwana le ntswanyana e ja le sapotlhageng e sekeledi ya khutsafalo e sekeledi ya kutlo botlhoko e lekeledi ya lerato le boitumelo ha mekgatho ya lebelela ga mme bomme ba dikwakwaribi e tsenelela ka ditsikara tsa bone tsa mmele ba re thuto boswa bo se atleng ba fele sedi ra rona o se ka wa tshaba sepe ke ne ke re o ntetle ra rona ke tsholeletse le ntswe la me kwa godimo ko le rata dimela le godimo kwa go leng gona bongwedi le bommantšhotšhonono na le ditse ditona tsa lobopo bommanaka le bo seroga babele bo kgoga masego le bo seroba tsa bana ke thi impangela emnyama phezulu mebala ya yo e bona e tlhele phansi o gate phate ra rona o se ka wa tshaba sepe o ba fe thuto o ba fe thibololo o ba fe ditirelo ba re ngwana seja wa tlhakanelwa ngwana ga se thupa ya moretologa ngwana ko moki ya letsopa o a botswa maloba jale ha tshele santse le tobetsega batsadi ba ikgantsha ba re ngwana ke sejo se se tlhakanelwang ngwana ke sejo se se sa tingwaneng ba fe thuto ra rona ra le godimo a gore re ise molemo o sa feleng ba go tseye fela ka motlhala ba tla di gama ba sa di tlhapela gata phate ra rona metsi phorogotlo se ithata ka madiba metsi sa parabole.
Ke a leboga mo tshwara marapo ke leboge hape le baetapele ba province MEC who's here on behalf of the mayor and also administrator of Services SETA. I mean, on behalf of the Premier, yes. On behalf of the Premier. Yes, and also the representatives from the local municipality, the mayor, and but more importantly, Bamushate, Mokgosi, Monsiwa, Rialeboga, for Manswe, our feeling wona li history ya Mahikeng ya mo hae mo le history ya batho ba mo Mahikeng le batho ba mo Northwest le mo re tswang teng le gore sa rona ke go tswela pele ke go lebella pele ke go lebella bokamoso ke ka mo re le mo letsatsing la gompieno ke dumedise gape le baemedi ba tsa di-union ntate Sipho Ndlovu o na buella NACTU le ba bang ba e leng gore ba teng baetapele, but more importantly ke dumedise baithuti di-graduates whom we are here because of ba e leng gore they will be taking part mo program e ya the power of X squared. Re leboge gape le our poets for the good words and the well wishes. We hope that we will meet your expectation. But good afternoon, and thank you very much for being part of this, which is the launch under the theme Experienced, Multiplied, Impact Magnified, from learning to earning, or from learners to earners. And those are good words, but the test for us begins after today. So what do we do after today? And it's a simple test. Does this program take a young person who has completed a qualification, place them in real work under proper supervision, and move them into employment or enterprise? So everything else we say this afternoon is secondary to that question. So we're just today announcing that this is what we're going to do and getting to mobilize young people to be part of this program. But importantly, the truest test of this program will be at the end. And the end does not necessarily mean the completion of the 24 months. The end means even during this program, one can get employment, full-time employment, or pursue an entrepreneurship. And it's not a pipe dream, it is possible. We've seen it happen, and that's what we want to achieve with this internship, learnerships, and all of those. Especially internships should not be seen as permanent placements, but as a way to prepare learners for future employment. Our country has opened the doors of education and training. More young people enter universities and TVET colleges, more receive financial support, and more complete qualifications and apprenticeship. So it's also a crisis of success. We're succeeding in producing more graduates, but we're failing in ensuring that the economy absorbs those graduates into the economy. And so that's why we're taking it upon ourselves, working together with the Services SETA in this regard, and many other SETAs. Yesterday were in Cape Town with the construction SETA. It's administrator after administrator, Mr. Masuha. But access to education is not access to work. A young person can complete a qualification and then spend years being told they lack experience. And this is what we are trying to solve. Without anyone explaining how experience is acquired, if no employer provides the first opportunity, that is the wall we're here to break down. And that gentleman was raising their hand there and saying he wants to speak on behalf of host employers. I hope he was also going to commit in terms of the number of places that he's going to undertake. And I know it's something he will take up privately. He doesn't like boasting in public. He'll take it up with the administrator because that's the type of employers that we need. Not those who just see this as yet another tender, but who are going to open up their doors, who are going to place learners, and who are going to ensure that those learners complete their internship, and not just complete, but they are also absorbed into employment. Statistics South Africa says that approximately 21 million young people between the ages of 15 and 34 are in our country. So we have 21 million young people in our country. In the first quarter of this year, only 5.6 million of them were employed. So out of 21 million young people, only 5.6 million of these were employed. 4.7 million were unemployed, and a further 10.6 million were outside the labor force altogether. These are idle hands. 19 million in total young people who are idle hands, and that needs immediate deployment. The unemployment rate was 60.9% amongst those aged 15 to 24 and 40.6% among those aged 25 to 34, which means 4 out of every 10 young South Africans in the age band were not in employment, education, and training. So the scale cannot be answered by conferences and databases and so on and so forth. We need action, and these are the type of initiatives that we'll be encouraging each and every SETA to attend to. Services SETA has set aside 2.9 billion. I said to the media just above 2 billion. I need to go and correct this. It's close to 3 billion, which is being invested to place 20,000 university and TVET college graduates into structured workplace-based learning for 24 months. Mr. Masuha, most of this 2.9 billion should not end in the pockets of service providers, but should end in the pockets of the learners through stipends. It should end in the pockets of host employers through the support that they need. It should end in supporting mentorship. It should end in preparing these graduates for future work employment, for future work preparedness. Because in many instances, when we get to the bone of what are we essentially trying to do, we're talking 3,000 employers who need to be incentivized to be part of this. We're talking 1,000 placement-ready graduates per province, both in public and private sector, working together with the premiers and staff. And so this 2.9 billion has to be for that purpose. Yes, we know that whoever is helping us run this machinery need themselves to make sure that they are a proper entity that earns and so on and so forth. But every rand and cent, most of it has to go into the pocket of learners so that they're able to commute, so that they're able to sustainably participate and stay on until the completion of this of this internship. And so what we must also say is that this is not a once-off event here. It's a national employer mobilization campaign. The administrator was telling me that of the 20,000 available opportunities, already more than 40,000 young people have expressed interest. And I'm sure that interest will grow once the work moves outside of digital platform. Mokgosi ne ba botsa hore le recruiter bjang le ska recruiter fela mo di computer le mo di laptop. Kgosi ba ye door to door. Just like they do during elections, they must go door to door to get this, this intense. Now, a temporary employment placement is not automatically a permanent job, and I think we must emphasize this. And we should not even deceive those who are going to participate in this. But neither can this become a revolving door in which young people are cycled through programs while employers replace them with the next publicly funded cohort. We're looking into systems to make sure that people don't double or triple dip. Some people's preoccupation is recruiting young people into internships and keeping them into internships for as long as it benefits them. So we want to ensure that we put in place systems that will get these learners to move and transit from an internship into employment. And so employers must treat, I agree with you, Sipho, that these graduates, employers must treat them as part of their talent pipeline and must provide meaningful work and not leave them to make tea or photocopy documents or just sit unsupervised. Yes, you can make tea. Yes, you can make photocopies and so on and so forth. But importantly, all of those must be linked to what you ultimately have to do when you are properly employed in the office. It must also speak to the renewal of our TVET colleges, meaning that it has to also be linked to the occupational trades. 29,000 young people are reported to have graduated from our TVET colleges and are looking for these opportunities. And I want to call upon them, Bako Taletso, Vuselela, Orbit, all those who completed their N6 and they're looking for experiential training, their portfolio of evidence, work integrated learning, so that you get your diploma. This is the opportunity you have been looking for. Now, this is not just the administrator and the acting CEO and everybody in the Services SETA being brilliant and being this genius that they decided to come up with this. This falls within the president's call for a skills revolution. And for us, that cannot remain a slogan. This is bringing that call by the president into action. It means education and training connected directly to the work that must be done to build this country, the digital economy, services, finance and logistics, and equally the artisans, apprentices, and technicians in the occupational trade. Not every young person must work behind a laptop. South Africa needs plumbers, we need electricians, we need welders, mechanics, technicians. No skill is lower class if it builds the economy and allows a young person to earn an honest living. Get a trade, complete an apprenticeship, obtain your red seal, be able to point at something and say, I built that and I made that. And automation and artificial intelligence will change a great deal. But this country will still need people to build homes, to install energy system, to maintain water infrastructure. And so the skills revolution must value the hand, the mind, and the machine. Gone should be those days when we celebrate people as successful only because where they work, they have a big corner office, they have a tie, they have a suit, they have a laptop. We need to be proud and take pride of those who work the land, take pride of those who wear the boots, of those who make the food that we enjoy, those who built our homes, those who built the roads. Nobody else is going to build these for us as South Africans. And we need the skills to become bricklayers, to become tilers, to become all of the things that will be required to build a better country. And I want to encourage all of us not to pursue skills merely because they make me look nice on Instagram or Facebook, but to pursue skills because not only are they about self-development and personal development, but they're also about the development of this country. Now, with regards to specifically this program, we see it obviously as part of a broader program that we've been working on nationally. And our preliminary work has shown that we have a potential of rolling out more than 100,000 of these, specifically related to work integrated learning. A little bit more as it relates to internships, even more as it relates to learnerships, artisans, and so on and so forth. So this project contributes into the national picture. And throughout the month and into the next 3 months or so, we'll be doing quite a lot of work to ensure that we inform the country about the progress that we're doing in bringing the skills revolution into action, with this being part of those. I'm asking the Services SETA to establish a discipline as it relates to this program. We need to ensure that we have proper list of employers, okay? Credible list of employers who are competent, who are able to transfer the skill to the young people. We need to make sure that there are mentors that are there. We need to make sure that every student who participate in this program themselves have some form of portfolio of evidence to show that they've been part of this program and that they've accumulated knowledge and experience. But importantly, the discipline of employers in ensuring that they abide to this. And probably a call specifically to employers that we want you to open your workplaces. We want you to treat workplaces as places of learning, as places of acquiring experience. We're moving with speed in rolling out our occupational trades and the dual system, and that when they change, it's a sign that I've been speaking for long, Emma Dot. And with you, they changed about 4 times. So I'm on my second one. Okay. I'll wrap up. But the point is that we need you to open up your doors as employers in order to host learners. You need to participate in the training of learners. You need to participate in the production of the skill and talent that you need for the success of your businesses and for the success of your country. And more so, yes, in addition, we need you to co-invest, but more so, that in instances such as this, the state is committing to support this placement with a stipend for each of the learners. So we really want to take this opportunity to call on employers to avail themselves and to open up their employment opportunities, to place learners, and to make sure that our graduates are prepared and exposed to workplaces and gain the experience that they requires. And obviously to the graduates, I hope you'll arrive prepared. And if what you're being asked to do is not what is expected of you, then that's something else. But importantly, you will have to give yourself into this program. You'll have to ensure that it becomes a learning process. That you also don't see yourself as just being there in this Services SETA program just to while away time. Okay? So it's an important investment in your own self, an opportunity that would open up, the doors for jobs. And even if it doesn't, at its completion, 24 months after, you should be able to say from September, October, or whenever you started up to 2027, 2028, these are the things that I've learned through this program, and this is how they are contributing to my skill set, and this is how they are enabling me to either go and look for a job somewhere else or to even start my own business. So you shouldn't just go there and say, this is an internship. When they say come at 8, you arrive like Sipo and say, no, there were some problems on the road. They said 8, not 10. Okay? But also if you're given work to do, and that's in line with what you went to train for, or which gives you an opportunity to open up, to pursue something else, let's do that. We had a chat yesterday with the people at the V&A waterfront, and they were saying that the additional training that they provide to our students who come from universities, colleges, and so on, it's nothing magical. It's about getting to work on time. It's about being presentable. It's about understanding what is expected of you in the job that you're supposed to do. That confidence. It's all of those, they call them soft skills. It's all of those skills that are required for you to have an attitude in terms of the discipline that you've already taken up. So it's not about, I've went to university, I'm a qualified lawyer, and all I want to do now is to go and argue a case in court. No. It's about starting at the base. Yes, when you watch TV, Instagram, Facebook, Mukai, Toby, and them, they can, deceive you. You can think that it's easy moving from a university hall or from a TVET college lecture hall into a courtroom or into a workplace where you must do whatever you're expected to do, that it may actually be easy. It's actually not. And I think that attitude, that approach that we need to assume, to treat this as if it's the real work, that you're actually already working, so that whoever is taking you as an employer, hosting you as an employer, should also think twice at the end of this program about whether they should leave you or not. So today, I was told I must say this. We officially launched to the Power X Squared as a national call to employers and as part of the skills revolution for a working South Africa. The funding has been set aside, so it's not a pipe dream. We're not saying we're going to do this. It's already in action. The target is clear. The graduates are ready and actually oversubscribed. And so we're hoping that the workplaces will add more of the workplaces amongst those who've already subscribed. And let's have a successful project that deploys internships into our workplaces and ultimately get them guaranteed employment at the end of the journey. Thank you very much for listening.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's continue clapping for the minister in appreciation. Thank you very much, Minister, for that powerful speech. Thank you so much. With the address of the minister, we were at the pinnacle of the event, and we are now drawing to a close. I'm going to invite to the stage to give us a vote of thanks the Executive Mayor of Mahikeng Local Municipality, Councillor Mphehlo. And when the executive mayor is done, we'll invite the leadership for a group photo. Let's welcome the executive mayor of the host town.
Okay. Thank you, Program Director. I think I'll just be short as my height. Well, another thing, I think we need to correct something, Program Director, on the programs. Get for the executive mayor, not Kosimonsiwa. So we had to do some changes there. Program Director. But let me take this opportunity to greet His Majesty Kgosi Kgolo Jeffrey Kgotlhe-Montshiwa wa Barolombora Tshidi, the Honorable Minister of Higher Education and Science and Technology, Ntate Buti Manamela, the Honorable MEC Madoda Sambata, standing in for the Honorable Premier of the Northwest Province, Premier Lazarus Mokgosi, not acting Premier, MEC, standing in for the Premier. The Honorable Mayor of Tswaying Local Municipality, Councillor Nora Mahlangu, Services SETA Administrator, Ntate Lehlokonolo Masoga. Well, I'm not going to greet you with your former friend. I don't know if you're still friends. We I said, how do you medicine? I know you. You know me because of my friend. And I won't expose which friend were you talking about. The NAG2 rep, Ntate Sipho Ndlovu. The Black Management Forum rep, Ntate Solomon Moripe. But not Masterpieces Moripe, but Solomon Moripe. Graduates and beneficiaries, members of the Fourth Estate, like one of the beneficiaries said, in the name of our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, amen. I'm humbled to stand before you to deliver this vote of thanks. As this wonderful event is coming to a close, it is my absolute privilege to propose a vote of thanks, and first to extend our deepest gratitude to the Minister of Higher Education, Ntate Buti Manamela, for sharing such a valuable insight with us today, and particularly for bringing this prestigious event to Mahikeng. Minister. As you know, the statistics speaks that the Northwest Province accounts to a large number of unemployed graduates or unemployment within the country. And I hope this will not be the last opportunity to help us as the province, particularly including Mahikeng, to help us reduce the high levels of unemployment rate in the province. Honorable Minister. I wish to thank also the Honorable Premier in absentia, including his dedicated team, and special appreciation to MEC Madoda Sambata, the Provincial Secretary of the Party of Our People, Raleboha PS. I also want to thank the organizers of this beautiful event and the dedicated volunteers who worked tirelessly behind the scenes. A heartfelt thank you goes to the technical support staff as well for keeping everything running smoothly. And I must thank also the translators, or the sign interpreters, or sign language interpreters. Thank you as well. Thank you to the wonderful audience. Your presence and enthusiastic participation on the side over there truly made this event a grand success. This is a great opportunity to every graduate from all the TVETs and universities across the length and breadth of our country. Now, PS, a 17-year-old Karl Marx wrote these famous words in an 1835 school essay called Reflection of a Young Man on a Profession, on the Choice of Profession. He meant that choosing a job or to help all humankind gives people strength and true wide-reaching happiness and a lifetime opportunity which the Honorable Minister Manamela brought to Mahikeng and the entire province of Northwest and the country as a whole. He said, if we have chosen a position in life in which we can most of all work for mankind, no burden can bow us down, because there are sacrifices for the benefit of all, then we shall experience no petty, limited, selfish joy, but our happiness will belong to the millions. Our deeds will live on quietly, but perpetually at work. Seo ke se re se lebogelang on behalf of our people in Mahikeng. Lastly, let me send our appreciation to His Majesty Kgosi Montsiwa and wish you well, Morolong. Now, Kgosi Montsiwa will be celebrating his silver jubilee since he was installed as the king of Barolombo Tshidi. Ke ne ke re le wena o re golele Morolong, o dule o ntse o na le rona ka nako tse tsotlhe. Now, ke tla kopa batho botlhe hore on September, Kgosi Montsiwa will be celebrating his jubilee as Kgosi ya Barolong. I think he's the second or third king to reach this milestone. Ke tla le kopa lotlhe hore ba batlang really invite ka September to celebrate the silver jubilee ya Kgosi Montsiwa. Ba ba nang le dikgomo minister ba ka re thusa go donate dikgomo MEC re tlo go celebrate this great milestone. Ke ne ke re rotlhe re ka go re golele Morolong re golele. Now lastly, as you drive back home, drive safe. We have reduced our potholes and we're working on our roads again. Just make sure that when you drive back with your team, make sure that you're going to spend every single cent in your pockets, swipe your cards, fill in your tanks in Mahikeng, buy your clothes, toiletries as you head back home. We'll ritumeletse thata go le hoster. Let us make that this event, Minister, becomes a success. Ke lebogile thata go menagane. Thank you.
Bagaetso re lebogile. Ke lebogetse tirisano mmogo ya lona ya metiro e felela fa. Ke tlile go kopa gore tshegofatso a tle kwano o tla tla go tlhalosa dintlha tse di latelang go ba ba maleba. Re a leboga.
Dumelang batho ba bokone bophirima. Re Shombo. O tsamaya ka bonako yang ra. Mara ntumedise sentle. Dumela mongwane. A greet ditlhako dia. All right. Please allow me to greet Kgosi ya rona kana ke godisitswe sentle. Kgosi la samponi minister. Bo ausi, how do medisa Kgosi? O tshwanetse o dire jang o ikobe. A ke re ga ke apara sekete. Ya rona ke tlhaga ko bogosing ha taung ha le MEC ke tshetlhana ya batlhaping ba ga phuduhutswana. Mogolo kwana o tlwalega bathong. That's right. Yes. All right, natiro ka nyane. I'm just going to call the graduates. But the most staging, I only need 60 because of limited space. And then ke kopa matona rona tle gore join once our graduates are on stage. DJ, a go bona le gore go na le basha. Please do the right thing. Oriang, le tens. What? 20,000 minutes are almost 20,000 rand.
Baba rata di dola, abatome otherwise I'm going roba. Osanta tala kitu bili wanyana kilimita, otherwise I'm going roba. Pasaba ganari kupoza, for when dola.
Okay, guys, we are taking a picture now, so can we please stand properly to be able to take a picture? Can you also have people sitting down here? Then let's make space for our dignitaries. Do we have nurses in the house? Hakuna manes. My bodies, let's study future. All right, communications. Sorry. Okay, may I please call our dignitaries on stage? Let's make a way. Just move forward. Okay, now we're going to have a countdown from 1 to 20,000. Yes. Can we please roll down the countdown? 1 to 20,000. Okay, here we go. We're still on 0. Long way to go. Oh, there we go. We still have a long way. Now let's shoot power to the end. Everyone say power to the end. One more time, power to the end square.
From America to Italy.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Can we stand as our dignitaries leave the stage? Thank you so much.
Otherwise, I'm